Hi guys, today we're going to work on a little ratio and proportion review. Okay, basically a ratio is a quotient when one number is divided by another number. If you think about that, that looks like a fraction, right? A number is divided by another number. If you take a look at this, we see one of the first ways that we can write a ratio is as a fraction. Another way we can write it is with a colon in between. Still means the same thing. This means 1 to 3, this means 1 to 3, or we can actually put the word 2 in between. Of course, it says 1 to 3. Okay, so 3 different ways to write ratios. We just have to remember that we have to reduce our ratios to simplest form. Okay, whenever you're working with ratios, reduce them to simplest form. Let's take a look at the first example. Okay, I'm going to work with this as a fraction to be able to simplify. Remember, that's the idea. We have to always reduce. So 20 over 25, if we look at that, right, 5 goes into both of them. That would end up being 4 over 5. Now, we want to put it back in the original format. So that's going to look like 4, 2, 5, just like that. And the same thing with the next one. We're going to rewrite that as a fraction, 81 over 63. We're going to reduce it. You can see that 9 goes into both of these. So 9 goes into 81 9 times, and 9 goes into 63 7 times. Now, we're going to put that back in the original format with the colon in between, 9 to 7. All right, now let's take a look at the next one. The next one has some variables in it. If you recall, you can divide variables by subtracting the exponents. I have 2 up top and 1 down the bottom. So 2 take away 1 means there's 1 left. Okay, so that means in my answer, I'm going to have 1p left. Again, I'm going to have 1 left up top. And 4 goes into both 16 and into 28. 4 goes into 16 4 times, and 4 goes into 28 7 times. And that's our answer. Take a look at the next one. If we take a look at this, we don't have any variables in common, which means in our answer, the x squared is going to be up top and the p is going to stay down in the bottom. Can't cancel those. They have to be the same variable. All right, but the 70 and the 56, they have something in common there. Let's see, what goes into both of those? Well, we look at it and we can say, well, 7 goes into both, but actually something even bigger is going to go into both. It's going to be 14. 14 goes into 75 times, and 14 goes into 56 4 times. And we can't forget our negative there, so we have to put that in our answer. Okay? Look at the next one. This one looks a little weird, but if we rewrite this as a fraction, everybody wants to distribute this. We don't want to distribute this. What we can see is that we have 2 like terms here. They can actually be canceled out. We are left with 3 over 18, but the 3 and the 18, that can also be simplified as 1/6. So again, do not be tempted here to distribute. Okay? You're going to be able to simplify that by leaving it the way that it is. In the next one, we can't do anything. Can't cancel the r's. You are bound here with a sign in between, a subtraction sign. So you cannot cancel. Instead, what we have to do is factor. If I factor out a 2, I am left with r minus 2. And on the bottom, I have r minus 2. And now you can see we have the same thing on the top and the bottom, so they can cancel out. And our answer there would just be 2. Okay? All right, let's talk about proportions now. A proportion is 2 or more ratios that are equal, okay? 2 or more equal ratios, and they're solved by using cross multiplication. So we're going to be cross multiplying for these. All right, one of the key things we have to remember is to always put parentheses around polynomials with a plus or a minus before multiplying. That way it will remind us that we have to distribute. Okay, we're going to be seeing that further down here. So let's take a look. All right, now, in this next one right here, it says here, we're going to cross multiply. Cross multiplication, 9 times 10 is going to equal 6 times x. So that's going to be 90 equals 6x, and we can divide the 6 into the 90 on both sides, and our x works out to be 15. So we can say x equals 15 on that one. This is what I'm talking about here. You have a minus sign in between there. So always put parentheses around polynomials with plus or minuses. So we've got a minus sign in there. Okay, so right here, we're going to cross multiply this. So this is 10 times x minus 3. And of course, that is going to be 9 times x. So right here, we're going to need to distribute. That's what I'm talking about. And remember to distribute. So that would be 10x minus 30 is equal to 9x. Okay, I'm going to move the, let's see, I'm going to subtract 10x on both sides, leaving me with negative 1x equals negative 30. Divide by negative 1 on both sides, and my x works out to be 30. So we can say that x equals 30 for that one. All right, and the next one, same thing. We have some plus and minus signs here. We want to put parentheses around those so that we remember to distribute when we cross multiply. Okay, so now we're going to distribute. We have 9p plus 90 equals 8p minus 56. Okay, we got to combine like terms. I'm going to move that p over here. Cancels out. I'm left with 1p. And I'm going to take that 90 and move it over here. Well, that's a negative 56 and a negative 90, so that's actually going to be negative 146. And that's our final answer there. You can always plug in the value there. You can always plug that negative 146 in here, add 10, cross multiply with the 9, see what happens. Multiply those together, see what happens when you also plug it in over here, subtract 7 and multiply by 8. So you can always check your work there by plugging the number back in. All right, last one in this review. All right, again, I have a plus sign down in here. I'm going to put parentheses around that. So I have 10 times x plus 20 is equal to 20 times x. So again, I have to distribute 10x plus, that is going to be 200 equal to 20 minus x. Oh no, that was 20 times x, right? So that's 20x, not 20. That was a dot, so that's 20x there. Okay, so now I'm going to keep going. Let's see, I'm going to subtract 10x on both sides. I'm left with 10x is equal to 200. And of course, now I have to divide by 10, and my x value works out to be 20. Okay? If there's anything here that you have forgotten how to do, just go back and rewatch the video. Okay, good luck.